So, hello friends, I will start one of the topic of IoT, that is IoT components. Okay, so already I have discussed how many use cases are possible using the IoT devices in last few lectures, right? I hope you have seen my videos. Okay, if not seen, please like, share, and subscribe my channel, and it will get a notification when I used to upload the YouTube videos, right? So next is the IoT components. So I have already discussed in introduction section what are the main IoT components. Okay, main IoT component first one is the so main principle is IoT normally. Okay, sensor collects data. Okay, and collected data to be processed. Okay, then process data to be analyzed using software, then analyze data to be give as output for doing necessary action. Okay, this is the principle of the IoT device. Okay, again everybody, the data will be collected. After that, the collected data will be processed, and processed data to be analyzed using the software. After analyzation, this analyzed data to be sent as output into the user, okay, for doing necessary action. Okay, these are the main principle of IoT. Okay, so for doing this thing, for activating this thing, okay, for performing this mechanism, you need main four components. Okay, four components are first sensor. Okay, so what is the task of the sensor? Okay, so sensor normally it is a one kind of the device which into the sender we have to send into the sensor we have to send the physical signal. That physical signal will be converted into the normal properly electrical signal. Okay, so the sensor is is a device or is a bridge between the physical signal and the electrical signal. Okay, so that using sensor, the physical signal to the electrical signal. Physical signal that will be converted into the electrical signal. Okay, this is the device, right? So now if you now you can tell you can think about that what is the physical signal. Okay, so in our in daily life, in our environment, if you see anything, these are the physical signal. Okay, so the interaction between the signal and the human, that is mainly the physical signal. Okay, so there is no concept of the electrical signal which interacts with the human. Okay, so the signal which interacts with the human, that is the physical signal only. So whatever changing are happening in our environment, that will be detected by the sensor. Okay, any change in environment, that will be detected by the sensor. Okay, so but sensor or any kind of the computer system or any kind of the system that will don't know about the physical signal. Okay, that does not know about the physical signal. Okay, physical signal that has to be converted into the electrical signal for system. Okay, for system, the physical signal that should be converted into the electrical signal, right? So here we will read any change in environment that will be detected by the sensor, and this will be converted into the electrical signal. Okay, so two types of the normally sensor: active sensor and the passive sensor. Under the active sensor, you can think about the radar, which detect the real-time data. Okay, radar, X-ray, GPS. Okay, these are detecting the real-time data. Radar and GPS, these are mainly detecting the real-time data. What are things are happening now? The same thing will be stored into the sensor immediately. Okay, real-time data can be detected by the sensor, and the radar and GPS. These are under the active sensor. And passive sensor. Passive sensor, suppose you camera. Okay, camera is a passive sensor. Using the camera, you are not storing the present data. Okay, so you are collecting data, and after some time you are sending this data. Okay, this is not the real time data, so this is a physical passive sensor. Okay, or for generative need, don't for radar and GPS, it is not required to give the energy from the outer from the other source. Okay, but for camera, it is required to take the energy from the other source for taking the data. Okay, so these are the under sensor only. And so this I have given the example of the passive sensor and the active sensor, right? So apart from that, you can think what lots of sensors are available in our daily life, right? Temperature sensor, pressure sensor, visibility sensor, motion sensor, okay, and everything. Water boiling point detecting sensor, humidity sensor. Okay, so lots of sensors are available in our daily life, which can gas sensor is also, right? So for different application, you can use this kind of the sensor. Okay, so the temperature, pressure, humidity, visibility sensor, motion sensor, these are related to our environment only. So if someone is passing in front of you, or if some vibration is there, so this is the physical thing. Okay, physical phenomena is changing in our life. Okay, in our daily environment. So this can be detected by the sensor. Okay, what is the temperature changing, what is the pressure, and if anyone is coming, or any in building any vibration is there or not, or in the machine any faulty is there or not, this thing can be detected by the sensor only. Okay, so in machine does not know about this thing. Okay, this thing will be converted to different kind of the electrical signal. Okay, the electrical signal, right? This is about the sensor. So if you give you one example of sensor, suppose GPS can detect the location. Okay, current location. Okay, or GPS can detect the where you want to go, that location the GPS can detect. So after that, that location will be entered into the processor, and it will be processed. After that, accordingly you can go to your destination. Okay, without knowing the GPS. So first you have to enter the which location you want to go. Okay, so GPS will track those that location. Okay, after that you can give a map, or you can give a direction into map, Google Map, if you have seen this thing, right? Okay, all are using this thing, GPS. If you want to book a Uber, the GPS is required, right? Okay, so this is about the sensor only. Next is the next point is the processor. Next component. Okay, processor, and third component is the connectivity. In some system, so and after the sensor, processor will come, then connectivity, then again processor, then user interface. But normally after the processor, connectivity comes. If anything is required, then again connectivity is and again processor is required. Okay, processor, connectivity, then processor, and then user interface. Again connectivity, again user. Processor and connectivity, this is a repetition process. Okay, I'll tell now. So I'll tell these two topic parallelly. Okay, processor means suppose this data, electrical data, we will get the electrical data from the sensor. Okay, so the processor can convert into the digital data. Inside the processor, analog data, that will convert digital data. That means processor mainly doing one thing. Okay, so it will give the meaningful information. Okay, so we will not understand the physical. Computer will not understand if we enter those physical data into the computer for our visibility, will not understand anything. This data will be converted into an electrical signal, again using the processor. Those data will be converted into the digital signal. After getting the digital signal also we don't know, but we will get a view of the some idea. Okay, in a analyzer there will be the analyzer platform, you can see. Okay, so the processor will convert the data into the meaningful data. Okay, that will be again converted into the meaningful data. Okay, because that will be again converted into the meaningful data using the processor, right? So where you can see those data. Okay, how can you see this meaningful data for getting the new information? So after the processor also will get a new information from those sensor data. Those sensor processor will manipulate the data. It will give the manipulate that in such a way that will be meaningful information. Okay, and process the data in such a way that will be meaningful information. Okay, so now the meaningful data where you can see using the connectivity, that data will be transferred to the computer. So processor, that is the hardware part. Computer, there is a software. Okay, so using there should be a medium. There should be medium for transferring that processor data to the cloud. Okay, so what is the medium is required? So this is now connectivity will come. When you want to transfer the processor data to the computer for our visibility, okay, the connectivity, one medium is required, that is the connectivity. Okay, this connectivity. Now the connectivity, what can be the connectivity? The channel, or it will be the free space also. You can transfer the processor data into the computer. So processor to computer is the connectivity. We can transfer the data from processor to computer. Okay, so now so what kind of the connectivities are available normally? First we come to the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Okay, Bluetooth you have seen. You can take camera. I told the sensor, right? So you are taking the photo. Okay, so in camera, in mobile phone you will have the processor. If you want to change if you want to edit the camera photo, you can edit the photo. Okay, for our visibility. Suppose you have taken the different photo which is not visible, so in using the camera you can modify the data. Okay, capturing data. After that will be transferring to the computer. So you can, in computer you will have the Google Drive. You want to store the data in Google Drive for further processing. Okay, or for further using. So using the Bluetooth or using the Wi-Fi or using share it. So lots of softwares are available. You can, or USB cable, LAN cable also you can, USB cable you can use to transfer those data, right? So Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LAN. This thing under this Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LAN, WAN, RFID, this thing WLAN, these things are under connectivity only. These are the medium or channel. So through which the data is transferred from the processor to computer, or from the processor sensor and then processor to computer. Okay, so that's why. And after that, so here I told from the processor you will get the meaningful data that will be transfer into the cloud through the connectivity. In cloud you can analyze the data. Okay, you can plot different kind of the graph, temperature versus humidity, temperature versus time. Okay, pressure versus time, different kind of the data you can plot, you can analyze using the cloud software. So when it is possible, if you have the connectivity, that time it is possible to analyze the data, right? So after that after the again processor will come into play. Okay, why? So after processing, after analyzing those data, again you need to check. Okay, so when processor will come in, and after the cloud also processor will come, or after you can see the message on mobile phone. Okay, so after that the fourth component is, so this meaningful information you will get, or modified information you will get from the processor, that will be transferring into the connectivity to cloud. Okay, for future purpose. Okay, so in cloud you can see, or some people are using the same cloud, they can check those data, or they can analyze the data. Okay, so now come to the user interface. Okay, now come to the user interface. So in case of the user interface, now the analyzed data, this data that is stored into the cloud. So where will be cloud? Cloud, it will be in the computer or it will be in your mobile phone. Okay. So now in cloud, so suppose in cloud you store all the data. Now some discrepancy is there. Suppose you can observe. So the cloud in the system or in cloud there will be the software which can give a alert signal to the phone. Okay. So. In Arduino, there will be a software where you can the program will be written like this way. You can give a alert message when the threshold point will increase. Suppose in temperature is increased. Okay, in the cloud you can analyze those data if any discrepancy is there, if anything is different, or if temperature, suppose you are checking the temperature data, if temperature is more, that information will be sent into mobile phone. So under the user interface computer mobile phone, this thing will be there mainly. Different mobile app, different kind of apps are there. In those apps, this app will be integrated into the cloud. Okay, this will integrate, cloud will be integrated into the processor, right? So using those apps you can get a alert message into your phone. Okay, so today temperature is more, so you can turn on the AC, or you can, or today pollution is more, you have to take a precaution. Okay, such kind of the message you will get on your mobile phone. Okay, so processor, the connectivity transfer those all data into the cloud for analyzing. After the analyzing some information, you will get that information will be transferred into your mobile phone in different app, which is integrated with the cloud, and the cloud is integrated with the processor. Okay, so that's the user interface computer and mobile app. These things are under the user interface. You will get a alert. Okay, so whenever a discrepancy is there, you will get a alert on your mobile phone. So how will interact with again the physical environment? Okay, so everything for that the alert or notification you will get on your mobile phone. So you are detecting the temperature data. If any different is there, you can understand. Okay, so for knowing this thing, okay, for implementing this thing, whether the temperature is more or not today, you need the process, the entire mechanism will process through like this way. Okay, sensor, processor, connectivity, then cloud, again then the user interface. So if you plot the diagram, block diagram, again I am writing. So sensor, okay, processor, connectivity, user interface. Okay, then the this is connectivity. So user interface, again you need, if anything is happen, some necessary action is required, then from user interface again it will go into the processor, again it will come into the connectivity, again it will come into the processor, sensor, sensor, processor, connectivity, user interface. So you can see something is happening under the user interface. Cloud will be also come, cloud that is under the your mobile phone. Okay, so from the user interface, if anything is there, so if the necessary action is required, suppose temperature is on, you need to switch on the AC. Okay, that is also integrated with the IOT only. Okay, so the information, if you get any different information, if it is exit the threshold point, then again it will come into the processor. Okay, processor will do something. For turn on the AC, processor will give some information to one more another thing is that is the actuator. Okay, to give information to the actuator, again actuator will perform accordingly. Okay, after the processor, if any action is required, the user interface to processor and processor to actuator. Okay, right? So sensor, processor, connectivity, user interface, again user interface to processor, again it is actuator. So this is about the IoT components. Okay, so next class I will start with the different IoT factors under the components and how we can implement this thing. This we will discuss in the coming lectures. Thank you.